Many students have asked me how to become a pilot and what is the pathway to become a pilot. Obviously, being a pilot, especially in today's aviation world, can be a great career. As you can see, all across the world, there's a huge boom in aviation. If you look at especially the Asian side, in China, in India, you see a great boom in aviation. They're purchasing a lot of planes from Boeing and Airbus, especially India made huge purchases, which will probably make it the second largest aviation market in the next 2 years. Obviously, in US, the aviation is booming because it is the cradle of where aviation took off in the first place. And in Europe, there was a lot of slowdown, especially due to COVID. But now we see that even in Europe, the aviation is picking up. Now, major airlines like Lufthansa, SAS, British Airways, Air France are also KLM are also seeing a large increase in the number of passengers that are flying. I think by now, pretty much, the aviation has turned back to the pre-COVID levels, and then it seems to be even increasing. And especially by next year, I think there'll be a large increase in percentage of the amount of aviation taking place all across the world. Um, so obviously, becoming a pilot can be a great career for you. It will allow you to really be part of this great aviation history, be part of this sector. Pilots get paid a lot of money. I mean, obviously, it depends on the country and the airline and experience. So uh, there's no single pay range that we can say for pilots, but if you come to a certain level, then like even at a first officer level, you get around like $5,000 a month. If you increase in your experience, type of aircraft you fly, and the type of aircraft ratings that you have, you could easily go to 10,000, 15,000, even to 20,000, $25,000 range per month, along with a lot of perks that come with it. Of course, it comes with a lot of seniority, experience, knowledge, career path, etc. So obviously, becoming a pilot, it can be a good choice in terms of income. Obviously, it has difficulties because you won't be home much. You'll be always flying with a very hectic schedule, especially if you're flying internationally. But then that's part of the job, and that's why they pay you the big bucks. So obviously, many students think about how they can become pilots. First of all, let me tell you this very clearly. If you're going to become a pilot, first get your college degree. No pilot today without a college degree really has a good scope of advancement unless he or she has been in the aviation sector for many, many years. I'm talking about the new pilots, the starting ones, not the old ones. For that, it's very important that you get your college degree before you apply to become a pilot. That will allow you to um, rise in the career ladder as a new pilot much more faster as compared to a non-college path. I would suggest engineering. Engineering would be the best way to go. Aerospace engineering obviously would be the best choice because aerospace engineers also design the planes and improve their efficiency. So you can be the same person who also designs the aircraft plus flies them. It would give you a double-edged sword that would allow you to have multiple career options, including executive and administrative options in the future. So I would definitely suggest take the path of an aerospace engineer, then become a pilot, or it can be a mechanical engineer, even a computer or avionics engineer could work if you wish to do so. In worst case scenario, try to take any type of an aviation education that you can get. That would also help you if you could not get into a competitive engineering program. So basically, once you completed your engineering program or your aviation program, then you would have to go to flying school. There are a lot of flying schools all across the world. Obviously, USA is the best because USA is where the Wright brothers made the first flight in history of mankind, and therefore, obviously, getting to a flight school in USA, though it's a costlier choice, would probably be a best option for you. Though there are a lot of flight schools in Europe, especially Spain, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, obviously, even Middle East. But I'm going to talk about the USA option for now, and in upcoming videos, I can try to talk about the other flight schools in other countries as well. So in USA, my first choice would be Florida, because of its geography, its climate, it's suitable for flying almost all year round. Therefore, most schools, good flying schools, are situated there. So I would suggest you go for a Florida-based American flight school that can help you get your CPL or commercial pilot license. Now, the commercial pilot license you get from USA will be FAA certified, Federal Aviation Administration. Obviously, that's one of the more prestigious aviation administrations in the world, and it would be a significant step toward your career for becoming a pilot. So roughly, if you have about 250 flying hours With a flying instructor, you should be able to get your CPL very easily. But CPL is only beginning of the road. Like many students misunderstand this concept. They think that if they get their CPL, commercial pilot license, they're a pilot. Yes, they're a pilot, but a very limited pilot with very limited scope, because CPL is just the first stage of becoming a pilot that can carry passengers. Once you get your CPL, then your second option at this point of time, like you can maybe fly cargo planes, ferry planes, etc. But the real high bucks would come with flying passengers, because that's where they pay you the big bucks, not for flying cargo. So the second thing you can do would be to get your instructor's license. So if you become an instructor, then in the flying school that you have studied, you can also get a part-time internship where you can fly with new students and help them gain their hour experience, while you also gain your own flying experience and flying hours, because you will have a logbook that you will have to keep, that will have a lot of information about how many hours you flew, etc., because that will be necessary when you apply for your hire permits. Obviously, you would have to get your type ratings. First, you would have to get type rating for a single engine aircraft, then a multiple engine aircraft, then turboprop and turbo engine. So it's a lot of stages. In the future, in the advanced portions of your career, you will have to get type rated for different types of aircraft from Boeing and Airbus as well. But that's down the line now. Once you have done that, then you have to secure an internship in USA. So working with the right flight school, working with the right partner is very important, because then you have the option of that flight school helping you secure these internships. Again, you can fly cargo planes, you could ferry the planes from one location to another for delivery. You can also work as a junior flight instructor, helping new pilot trainees to regain their flying hours. So you have to get a lot of flight hours, as much as you can. This is very important, because to apply for something called Airline Transport Pilot License, or ATPL, you need 1,500 hours of flight. So to get that, you have to fly. You can imagine that's a lot of flight. Every week you should be flying, if possible, 7 days a week. Obviously, there are regulations; you will have to take breaks in between. But what I meant to say is that you should fill every slot you have that you're allowed to fly, so that you can increase your flying hours as fast as possible. Because the faster you get to 1,500, the faster you're able to go forward. Once you have your ATPL, then you can apply for major airlines, like as a junior first officer, like Etihad, Emirates, Gulf Air, Qatar Air, Cathay Pacific in the Far East. A lot of things are available for you. Obviously, when you go to that airline, they will also give you a certain training, and then you will have to get type rated for the aircraft that they have, that they want you to fly. Because up this point, again, you've been flying as a trainer, you've been flying cargo airplanes, you've been flying ferry airplanes, maybe you flew some charter aircraft, maybe some private business jets. But now you will get trained, and you will get type rated for an aircraft that carries passengers regularly with scheduled flights for an airline. And this is a good path, because then at this level, you're a junior first officer. As you add more hours, then you can become first officer, and after first officer, obviously after a certain time, you become a captain, and that's where the pinnacle of aviation goes. And like I said in the beginning, if you also have an engineering degree, who knows, after some time you may want to take a step back from flying and maybe become one of the top level executives in the airline you're working for, because they're always looking for good people who can also help manage other aspects of aviation as well. It's not just about flying. But if you want to continue to fly, if you want to continue to work as a pilot, then that's also available to you. So to achieve all these things, first of all, it's very important you have good guidance, good mentorship. You would have to apply to good flying schools. You would have to make sure that you work very hard in your courses, flying courses, to make sure you fly efficiently, and that you keep increasing your flight hours. You keep making sure you add it to your logbook more and more, as much as you can. And if you want to work in a different country, India, for example, you can easily convert your flight license to their local license for any country. It doesn't matter, it's possible. There's a process for it. But the key is flight hours, flight hours, flight hours. good guidance, good career guidance, good mentorship, good flight school. Obviously, it's a costly process. 1 year of flight school in USA would cost somewhere around $80,000 to $100,000, including your stay, etc. But the reason you pay such high bucks is at the end you also get a lot of money back when you create your pilot license and you're a pilot, and then you're making a good amount of money. So you really have to think about the fact that once you're pilot, then you're set for your life, you're set for your career. So to wrap it up, I don't want to say much more. I think I already talked a lot, but I think you have an idea of how to become a good pilot now. I have been a mentor, I've been a teacher for 35 years. I've sent many students to become pilots all across the world as well. So I'm an aerospace engineering professor, plus aviation instructor. So please do feel free to get in touch with me if you need guidance. I think piloting can be a great career for you too, and I'm ready to help you. Good luck.